Hi everybody,
Hello, welcome back.
welcome back. This is
Sam,
and I'm Nicki and we are just
Two
two
Lassies.
lassies.
So
Right.
today we're going to talk about endometriosis and women's health and just get in about it.
Yep. Obviously Sam has a lot of experience when it comes to endometriosis. So this is actually a topic that we do have you
I've got
certainly
experience, yeah.
got experience, which by the way qualifies you. If
talk
you've
about
got
it.
experience in something, if you had an experience, it qualifies you to speak about it
Yeah.
because it's a personal kind of.
Yeah. I will
Aye.
say though, we're going to cover our own arses here, right? Go to your GP, because I'm not a GP, I'm not a gynaecologist, I'm not an endo specialist, I'm just someone with endometriosis. So if you think you've got symptoms, or, I just go
Which is the
talk to
stage-
somebody that knows about it.
That's the stage that I'm in, by the way. So I can
Yeah.
be like kind of like be like suspected
endometriosis,
I cannot
yeah.
speak today. Suspected endometriosis.
Yes.
And actual stage 4 endometriosis. So
Which is
Yeah.
good because you can ask me questions.
exactly.
Yeah, can
This
pick my
is-
brain
This
of
is
what I've
an
learned.
educational thing, but again, we are not professionals. This is just experience.
Yep.
This is the
10
experience
years
patient.
under my belt. Well, actually, is it
Exactly.
more actually? Maybe more now. Maybe 11 we're on. I'm losing count.
She's losing count. But either way, we're going to speak about endometriosis, right? And also this is our opinion / lived experience.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're going to go for, this is going to be a two-parter this time. So we're going to go for 40 minutes, but it'll be in 2 parts. So here we go. Start!
The timer is on. Countdown. Right. So, what is endometriosis?
Yes, Sam, tell me, what is
What is
endometriosis?
Right, it's the same lining as your womb, like your uterus, but it grows in other organs. So it's basically, the way I see it, is more like a fungus that's growing inside you. Like an autoimmune condition is, I don't know, is that the right word to say it?
I feel like it's a weird one because what is it really classed as? Again, we all know that women's health is just palm to the side.
Yeah,
It's
there's-
getting a lot more attention now, and I think it's because
'Cause
a
we're
lot
making
more
noise.
women are making noise. We're being a lot more, we're advocating more for our own health, and the more you knock on the door, the longer you do it, someone will eventually answer, and I'm glad that women are actually
Oh, you need to keep going.
hounding
Yeah.
now, or there's more doctors or scientists or whatever in the field,
Yes.
female ones actually doing the research required to know what it is. But we have endometrium
Yep.
in our bodies already,
Yes. Yep.
and it's a case of, it's basically like when you've got the endometriosis, it's like little is it
It's
lesions?
adhesions. Yeah.
Adhesions. And it's like they've got their own little ecosystem. It's their
Yeah.
own little growth factory,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. So they can grow on any organ in the body. It's been found on your fallopian tubes, on your bowel, on your bladder, actually been found in the spleen as well. And I've heard of cases where it's been on the liver, the brain, and on the
heart.
eyes and the heart. So literally it can travel anywhere in your body.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily come from your womb, like your uterus. It doesn't come from there. It can be triggered by, well, an event really. Like mine was triggered, I would say, through more like an emotional trauma. And mine is more on my bowels. So I've had how many surgery? 5 so far. 5 surgeries so far, and they're called ablation surgeries. So there's 2 different ones. You've got ablation and you've got excision. So ablation surgery is basically they go in with like a laser and they remove the top layer of the endometriosis, which then it'll just regrow back in that place. You might get some pain relief for a couple of years, but it's not like long-term pain relief, in my opinion, with my experience. So really, ideally, what we're wanting is the excision, because they're going to go in with and remove everyone individually from the root. Which I don't know, I've not had that yet. That's where I'm at now. That's my next step of what I would need.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was really, because I didn't know, I've always kind of had suspected endometriosis. There's always been something like that. It's not at stage 4 like how you are, because obviously me and Sam are really, really good friends. She talks about her flare-ups all the time. She talks about her symptoms, and I'm like, wow, I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
But there is like a lot of similarities, or at least mine is getting worse anyway. However, when I had found out that you can get like endometriosis adhesions on different organs that wasn't your uterus, I was like, oh wow, we really don't have any sort of education when it comes to
women's
this
health or
sort of stuff,
conditions.
because I think basically, like, in the past, I think it's changing now, but I think in the past, any medications or studying the human body and all that kind of stuff was for men, and men and women's bodies are different.
Yeah, but they
Very
used
different.
men as like subjects to like research women's bodies.
And that doesn't make,
any sense
because the hormone cycle
Everything's different.
is completely different. So
was that not because they were a bit it was so they wouldn't get sued in case like a woman was pregnant, or they made them infertile and they couldn't get pregnant? I'm sure there was a study that came out saying that's the whole reason of why they used men instead of women.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a different body regardless. Like, I'm sure if like a full adult consenting knows the risk woman is willing
like
to,
sign some documents, whatever it is, cover your trails.
I mean, it's like there's 8 billion people in the world, so there'll be roughly about 4 billion women, right? I'm sure out of the 4 billion women, there's going to be one
that's going to take volunteer.
One doesn't even want children in the first place, but 2 wants to kind of go on that journey. Like, surely, I feel like it's one of those things where, I mean, you can use that as an excuse, but no, I'm not buying it.
Nah.
To be honest,
Nah.
Nah. But yeah, I didn't know that you could get it in other places either.
Yeah, well, this is how it spreads. So see, for instance, if you think you've got it, like with me, when I was diagnosed, I genuinely thought it was bad period pains, maybe I had IBS, because this is what I was getting told. They're like, there's some more different contraceptives. Try the pill, try the coil, try the implant. I tried everything and nothing worked with me. I'd either become like hormonal like crazy, or I'd bleed, like really heavy bleeding. Then I also got an internal infection that was with the coil. The implant itself actually pushed itself out my body, so it's literally my body's rejected absolutely everything. It was just like, this isn't the answer. It's not the answer, but it isn't the answer.
No,
they're just masking the symptoms, if you like. It's not removing it, it's not taking it away, it's not healing it, it's not curing it. Neither is a hysterectomy. So hysterectomy, I feel, would be more beneficial.
That's really scary.
Yeah, like, let's just remove your organs.
Let's remove the organ and put you on medication for the rest of your life, which makes money, by the way. It makes money. Don't
get me wrong, some women have had relief with it.
Oh yeah, I know someone who's had a hysterectomy. I went to college with her.
Yeah.
And she had a hysterectomy, and obviously it did like improve her life and stuff, but it's her uterus, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's her organ, it's what...
And I understand where they're coming from with the, like, let's do a hysterectomy because endometriosis is dependent on estrogen, but the actual estrogen doesn't come from your organs.
No.
What it's coming from is their own individual lesions, like your adhesions that you've got that are already on your organs. They produce their own estrogen, which you can get through food as well.
Again, so it's like its own little ecosystem.
It is, yeah.
The more I hear about endometriosis, the more I'm like, this is kind of working like a bit of a cancer.
Well, it is.
What I mean?
So see, once it's embedded in,
spreads like it as
well, that's exactly what it does. So once it's embedded in, then every time you have a period, every single one of them also has their own period with inside your body. So you've got all this kind of like excess like blood going about in there that's got no way of coming out, which then, think of it this way, right? You've got a scab and you're picking that scab.
Yeah.
It's got no time to heal because you keep picking it. This is what's happening. So even though your body is working overtime to heal every single adhesion within like your menstrual cycle, it's not got enough time to do the full healing process, because then your period comes and they bleed again. It's like they rip themselves open and they bleed again, which then it's what's that term? It's some sort of, it's a chemical, but it's like produced with collagen. Anyway, this is what kind of becomes like the kind of sticky agent, if you like, within your body from the period that then starts confuse your organs together. I'd say kind of acts like a glue, but not really, because it then just embeds itself into other organs, and that's how more adhesions are then created.
And then it just kind of like spreads out almost.
Yes, but then every single one of them produce their own estrogen, but also have their own nervous system as well. Hence why you're getting all of this like nerve pain as well.
Exactly. And the thing that I've always kind of questioned when it comes to, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, so you're just going to need to hear it again, but because we get fired in the pill, now I don't know about you guys or you, Sam, but I got really painful periods since, I think I started my period about 12, 13, and from the age of like 15 or 16, my periods began to get like painful, like really, really painful. Like, see,
unbearable.
Like, the cramps, like you feel as if you need to push to go, like to do a poo, which are folk like, oh, that sounds like labour. Obviously, a much less painful version of labour, but the cramping, the uncomfortableness, the back pain, it goes down your legs like the full boona. And I was just, went to the doctors, or just go in the pill, that'll make it better.
You just get misdiagnosed.
Like, it's not really about like pain management, like why am I in so much pain, like what's that? But again, as a young girl, I mean, I would go to the doctors and they would look at you as if you were fucking whatever, you're a teenage lassie, you're emotional, you're overthinking, you get bad periods, you've got anxiety, and it's just like, well, that's the doctor and they know, so that must be the answer, right? And you get fired in the pill. Now, if you're putting artificial hormones in your body, right, and it throws off your natural cycle, part of which is estrogen, it's thrown off your estrogen as well, and estrogen is a cell builder, what's to say those cells are building elsewhere in the body? So that's why I'm
we wouldn't have done research on that, would they, to know if this is happening, because we don't get research done.
What is the long-term data of actually being on the pill for that? Because we were thrown on it, and I feel like our generation, I don't know how the generation before, is that Gen X?
What are we? We're millennial.
The generation before us, right? So we're talking about the 80s here, the children that were growing up in the 80s. I don't know if they were, because we were going in the pill in the early 2000s, so any woman who's watching this who went on the pill in the early 90s, please message us and give us some information on this. Did you guys get thrown in the pill, or was that not really a thing that was happening? Because obviously we can only talk for millennials here,
like what we experienced.
but I can tell you from being the age that we are and talking to other millennials, it seems to be our generation who's really, really struggling with endometriosis, with adenomyosis, with struggling to get pregnant as well. The amount of people on IVF, you know what I mean? And you're frightened to not be on the pill because maybe you're starting to have sex and stuff like that, and you're terrified of getting pregnant, when actually, was it that difficult to actually get pregnant, or has the pill actually caused some fertility issues,
some damage?
So that's why I'm just kind of like, it's not like really a theory, but I'm just, it's
things to research.
It's a question that needs to be asked, and it's a question, it's something that needs to be researched as well. But I always thought that was the natural, logical reason. Well, what's the common thing between all of us? Well, we were fucked in the pill, and some of us were on it for a day. I was on it for almost a decade, and I've been off it for almost a decade, because, as you said, it made me nuts. Like, it made me feel like a psychopath, feel so emotional, angry, frustrated, and I'm like, because you're disrupting your natural cycle.
I get put on it for acne. It wasn't like bad periods then. Like, for all that, they were like, you need more fibre, you need to eat vegetables. And I was like, I cannot have any more fibre or vegetables in my body. Like, I'm going to the toilet. What else is this? There's more to it.
How much money were pharmaceutical companies making
on this
by just throwing millions of women on the pill? Like,
why?
We don't really kind of see it here or have that here, because we've got the NHS, and the NHS is obviously, we pay it through our national insurance. But in America, because they've got health insurance and you need to pay for everything, how much money, and whatever happens in America happens over in the UK.
It's like that film, Love and Other Drugs. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Oh my god, with Jake Gyllenhaal and Anne Hathaway.
No, I don't like her.
Oh, what?
I can't be arsed with her.
I really like her.
I know. It's okay, you can like her.
My God.
I'm not going to be like, you're not allowed to like
Get
her
out.
after me.
Get out.
Get the fuck out. It's just
The
one
end.
lassie
Cut.
now. It's just one lassie now.
Fucking hell. So
what
that film, go and watch it, right? She's got Parkinson's and that's what he is. He's a sales rep, a medical sales rep. And it's like it shows you how they are trained and like how it's just really a competition of who's selling the most for different companies.
The love of money is the root of all evil. You guys remember that because you'll be able to see it in the world very, very soon if you're not aware of it. However, moving on.
Okay.
Moving on from conspiracy side of stuff.
I love a good conspiracy. We'll do an episode on conspiracy theories because I love diving deep into it.
By the way, that's such a good idea for an episode because folk are going to think I'm mental, but if you look at the world, I'm just saying.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Open your damn eyes. Anyway, we lost track there. Where are we? We were talking about the medical industry. We were talking about pills.
So how much money was actually getting made by pharmaceutical companies by getting all of us on the pill? Because, and then the long-term data, which we would never have seen until someone studies it now, because, I mean, we are almost 36 years old, right? So we're coming up on 20 years. So for millennials, there's at least 20 years worth of data that could be studied.
Yeah. Do you know, I was talking to a woman recently, maybe a few months ago, and it was about endometriosis, and she was running, it was like a petition because in Scotland, over the last 40 years, there has been no medical research or no medical funding into women's health at all for the past 40 years. We are using the same techniques, the same sort of, the same shite.
The same
shite, but I'm
trying shite.
Oh, my brain fog's kicked in. Another symptom of stage 4.
Which, by the way, brain fog, my biggest symptom. People will talk to me and it will literally fall out my brain and I'm like, I look like a rude bitch who doesn't pay attention. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm really, really sorry, could you repeat that? I went away.
It's so bad. I'm like a zombie.
Like I'm buffering.
Yeah.
Mine in your old PC in your Moz back fucking room with the line wire and your computer used to buffer.
It's like your Sims no moving. Like, you're like,
Aye, like into the wall like that. Nothing is happening.
Literally.
So, the brain fog.
Well, that's part of stage 4 symptoms. So, with stage 4...
I might just be a rude bitch then.
Don't know what I say, but... I mean, you never know, you might have stage 4. Because as soon as I'd got diagnosed, my first surgery, that's when I was told that's what I had because it was so severe and it was pretty much everywhere and amongst here. So... Where was it? I had an absolute hell of a time. I'll talk about my diagnosis journey actually. Yeah. So, after I had Amelia, when was that then? 2023. So, she was...
What? 2013.
Wow, Sam. Yeah, Amelia's older than that.
She must have another 3-year-old called Amelia again because that lassie is
2013. Thank you for correcting me there. Oh my God, that's my child.
There we go. There is your stage 4 brain fog of endometriosis, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, there's an example.
2013. Right, so we're going to be diagnosed in 2000. I wasn't even diagnosed in 2014 because it was after I had her. She's a December baby. So it was into 2014 when I was getting really, really, really sick, and it was the start of the year, probably the end of January, I would say. And I couldn't really get out of bed. I was extremely sore, like my legs were really inflamed. Even trying to walk to the bathroom was an absolute challenge. But when I went to the hospital, they were like, "Well, would you expect you've just had another baby?" I'm like, "Oh, I mean, yeah, that makes sense."
So, look at this dumb cow. Of course you're like that. You've just had a baby. Oh, sorry, I must not know my own body.
You're right, bad. I'm wrong.
My bad, I must not know my own body.
So, then I couldn't eat and I was getting really bad sweats and being sick, and it was my mum. She was like, something is seriously not right. So then I went to the GP and basically, honestly, my GP I had was great. She was advocating for me. She was like pushing for emergency like appointments and gynecology appointments, like everything that I could get as soon as I could get them. I don't even think she's a GP anymore. I think she's retired now. But yeah, from that, they had said, yeah, they were going to check in case I had a bit of placenta like left, and there wasn't, because that was kind of giving like symptoms of like an infection, if you will. But they were like, yeah, there's nothing there. Then they done the ultrasounds, nothing there. Then they done blood tests, nothing there. So they were just like, actually, it's your body just trying to like re-regulate. It's just hormones. And I was like, all right, okay, sure, yeah, it's just hormones. It's just a fix itself.
Had a baby. You're just feeling a bit anxious.
Yep, so this kept going on, and I'm not joking, that was, 2014, 2016, so that was 2 years of me going back and forth like this. I mean, still in the same pain, to the point I had this lump then coming out of here, which, by the way, I've still got the lump, and I'm still waiting to see. This is 10 years later, 11 years later, still waiting to see.
I love when they feel
that's
your
12
belly.
years then, for me really being, like, having the pain and all that.
12 year.
Aye.
I love when they feel your belly and you're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. And it's just like, oh, sorry, X-ray eyes. Can you see? Can you? Are you actually physically in my body? Can you physically see in there? What are you going to? What do you think? There's organs in there. Do you know that you might miss something by just touching it? Like, and it's always like, oh, you need to trust the doctors. They know what they're doing. It's just like, yes, GPs to a point.
I feel like now when I'm going in, I'm the one that's educating though. I'm educating a GP now.
Mate, up at that doctor's practice, like, Google.
Like,
so looks like you've got anxiety.
My phone.
I've got, so I'm in excruciating pain. It's all the way around my back. My bladder feels like it's pulling. I've got stabby arse.
That's so
which
painful.
Means it's probably connected to my bowel and my bladder.
That's just why I'm thinking you've got it at the same place as where I've got it.
And then it's getting worse every time, but you know my body better than me, and you're right, I do have anxiety in this fucking service.
Exactly, I'm taking the shoes off again. Anyways, getting back to it. So that was 2016. Basically, my mum and dad just had enough. They were like, look, you're just getting passed around hospital to hospital. Like, I mean, genuinely, I was visiting all the gynecologists at this point. I remember one of the times actually, and I had to get rushed in because I'm not joking, I was like green, my face and everything, I was like green because I had that much of an infection. So anyway, for being diagnosed, they paid for a consultation through in Ross Hall, and from that surgeon, he thankfully done it on the NHS, so he took me over as an NHS patient, which then meant all of my like surgeries were through him at Royal Alexander, so through Paisley. Which was great because he was very knowledgeable, but not like a proper endo specialist. Like, he could only do the ablation surgery, not the excision. So, and I didn't know about 2 different surgery types at the time. So it's only maybe in the past couple of years I learned about excision. It's probably since my last surgery. So yeah, it felt great after that. Still trying to see about this whole lump. As I've said, we're still going on that process. Now they're not even answering my phone calls or responded to me at all. They're just patting me off and being like, oh, nobody actually knows what's wrong with that, we're just going to put her to the side.
Aye, she's a lost cause.
Nobody knows. We don't know.
It might actually be serious and we've not got a medication.
Nobody knows.
We can palm her halfway, and so we'll just ignore her.
The thing is, it's grew though, like 4 times the size. And I'm like, babes, it's something. No lying, it's something. You can actually feel it. It's something
maybe
there.
Maybe you're just anxious.
I'm just anxious. I'm like, fuck.
Maybe
you know what, you're right.
Anxious.
I think you're right. I think I'm just anxious.
That's it. I mean, that's what's wrong with me.
It's an anxiety bubble. That's what it is, isn't it? I bet that's the next thing.
I know, look how anxious I am right now.
Shaking the mumbles.
I know we're shaking like a shitting dog, talking to this phone.